Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Amaraz's Let's Play of Fortresscraft Evolved, Episode 2. And this episode, I think I'm going to focus on automating iron and possibly even lithium ore extraction. And I had a little issue last episode with sound, and I think I fixed it and re-uploaded the first episode again, so that should be working, I'm hoping. I'll have to double check it in the morning tomorrow just to see, because it takes a while to upload some videos. But I want to go down here and see how this iron is right now. There we go. I should probably put some more lights around here so I can actually see where I'm shooting my grappling hook. Okay. That makes it quite a bit easier to see. And let's check out down here. So, I don't believe I checked how much iron ore this had. 3.5 million, that's quite a bit. Let's I'll kind of mine this area out a little bit, and actually I'll show you guys something. If you you can't normally get ores by just right clicking on them. You actually instead just get rubble. But if you hold control and right click, you actually use a lot of energy, but you can actually break it apart. See if some iron ore came out, and I'm actually losing energy, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some more power. Let's see. There we go. I'll put a torch up there so I can actually see the ceiling next time I try to do that. And I'm slowly freezing right now. Let's see if I can make it back. Come on. There we go. Now I'm hoping the audio is better. I kind of tweaked some settings, and hoping there's not too much feedback. I know someone left a comment last episode about that, and I think I fixed it. I'm going to have to double check though after I upload this, or even while I'm editing this video. So I'll come back down here, get some more iron so I can actually start processing some more stuff. I'll be to make an ore extractor for this thing, and I'll kind of clear out a larger area. After I do that, I'll be back. Actually, as I was digging this area out, I've realized that I'm actually right below, or pretty close to being below where my tin is. At least I believe it's my tin. It might be my copper, but there's actually a really neat feature in this game. If you press K, this brings up the holographic mode, and if you look up, you can actually see these squares and stuff like that. So that's where my copper is over there, and it's actually backed up, and that's why it's flashing red right now. As you can see, that you can actually see the objects on the conveyor belts traveling through it. Actually, it might be out of power. I'm gonna have to double check that later on. And there you can see my tin mine, or tin ore extractor right there. And so this is relatively right under it, so I'm actually just going to try to dig up to it so I can have a straight path for the conveyor belts later. That's one of the main things about this game, is just automating everything, so it becomes so you just be doing other things while also processing ores and stuff like that. So I'll dig this area out a little bit, see the best route to get up there, and I'll bring you guys back when I got anything new. So as I was mining up from the iron, I actually ended up hitting another tin ore patch, and I was thinking it was this one where my extractor was, but it's actually below that, and I'm gonna end up hitting that one also. It's quite a bit of, not too much tin in there, but decent amount. So I'll probably make the hole going straight up just a little bit over from that. Another cool feature about this game is that when you hold down control, just like when you're mining ores, you can actually mine normal blocks, and it mines them a lot faster. But as you can see, it drains a lot of power, but it can go pretty quick. I gotta go get power real quick. And I probably also gotta check on my extractors up there anyways. So let me go ahead and do that. And I just realized I'm pretty close to getting enough resources to be able to make an Arthur battery core. This ability allows Author to hold 8 times more energy, and so he'll be able to keep me sustained when I'm underground for a lot longer, since he'll be able to hold, I think, about 2,000 energy. I believe 2,048. And you can also get a suit upgrade right here, which I just researched. And requires iron and lithium though. I figured this would be a good place right here to have my mine shaft going straight down to where the iron is. Should be there pretty soon, and it'll make getting resources up and into my base a lot quicker. I'll probably start designing a base later on down the road when I get more automation. The ability to just not have to go to my ore extractors all the time, so I can actually have a dedicated area to processing all the ores, which is definitely nice to be able to do. I used, like my last game, I made a just a whole room just dedicated to smelting ores and sorting them out, and bring you guys back when I get down to where the iron is. So I just realized, I guess I had my sound muted in the game. Wasn't really paying too much attention to the sound, but it should be fixed now. Didn't realize I was going to have so many sound issues with this, but getting them sorted out. So I ended up mining straight into this cavern, and it's a great time to show you another cool feature of this game. Besides the grappling hook, of course, is the ability to actually build multiple things at once in a line. And actually pretty simple, because if I were to look here at, see how you can see which face you're looking at of the block. If you look at the bottom face and hold control, I'm also using Z to zoom in like that. But if you hold control and click to place a block, it actually stack the blocks on top of each other going downwards from that face or away from that face to the position you're at. So if I were to do it here, you can see it builds straight down to where the level that I'm looking at. And if I were to build here and hold control and click on it, actually build all the way towards me like that. I'm not going to keep that there, but that's just to show you exactly how to do it. And it's really useful for building long things like this, or really pretty much anything. So I kind of build out this area so I can have a nice easy column to be able to grapple up and put conveyor belts on later. So I finished this tunnel. It goes all the way up to my base, which is pretty nice. I'll put some more torches down here so it makes it easier for us to see. And here's some iron, all 3 million of it, and there's actually a copper vein right there too, which is nice. So I'll put this ore extractor down and fill up with my energy, and then now I can easily get in and out of here just using my grappling hook. So noticing there's a few ways the grappling hook works, and if you're standing still or not really moving, it seems to just pull you at a constant speed, whereas if you're falling and you grapple to something, it actually pulls you a lot quicker to it, which you can do some pretty cool swings to it. Whereas if I start there and grapple to it, you see how I kind of just go straight towards it, but if I'm moving around and grapple to it, I kind of arc with it. So the momentum that you carry before is traveled over like that, and you can use it to be like, do some awesome, cool things like that. Kind of got to get used to it though, because if you miss doing stuff like this, you're pretty much done for. And I just got stuck, which is a common occurrence to happen like that. You just gotta release your grappling hook, and you can release your grappling hook by just pressing space. I don't think I said that before, but yeah. And I think I got enough resources now to build that Arthur battery core.
Crafting.
So I'll craft that. That's another thing that stays in your inventory. And I'll just put them down here. And when that's in my inventory, his energy will be to recharge all the way up to 2048. As you can see, he's recharging, and he only has 1.8 2% power right now. But let's just check my ore extractors up here. Pretty good on power. And let me check this one over here. Also pretty good on power. I'll go down and charge this one up again and see if I can make a storage hopper so my ore output, or my iron, or my bars output won't be restricted to just 10. So I'll grab some of this and add the rest of my suit energy in it. Just leave a little bit left to get up there. And I guess next is I'll try to find some lithium. So now that I have this thing automatically smelting ores, I actually gotta wait for a bar to finish before I can put this iron in there. Because if I try it right now, it just doesn't do anything. Or I can put the iron directly into the hopper, but if you do this, it puts in just the amount you need to make as many bars as you can. Whereas if I would just dump all the iron into the storage hopper, there'll be 2 iron ore left over in that hopper. It's not a big deal, but it's also kind of a good thing to do to have ores in your inventory. Let me see how much it costs to make a storage hopper. So I need 10 iron, so that's going to be quite a bit of iron, so I'll kind of drop down here and just see if we can find any other ores. I'll do a unknown ping. You can see some stuff down there. That's probably lithium over there, I'm guessing, because it's in a smaller patch. And those things are probably some, not sure exactly what those will be. Maybe life forms? I'm not sure if they come up on pings like that, though. Good idea, probably to make this tunnel just a little bit further down, because I know lithium is usually a little bit deeper than iron. At least in what I've played, it's usually a little bit deeper. And I'll kind of mine out an area down here a little bit, and then do another ore ping, probably about 15-20 blocks down. And of course I'm going to have to get some more energy before I do that. But I'll bring you guys back before I start searching for lithium again. So I found out this shaft actually goes into that ore deposit that's up there also. So it's a pretty big ore deposit because it goes all the way down here. But it should be at a good level to find lithium now. So I'll do another ping, and looks like there's some stuff over that way, so I'll kind of make a hole this way. Let's kind of dig it out like this first. And put some, as you can see, I'm out of coal right now, so I actually can't put any more torches down. I'll use some glow sticks right now, just so I can get over here and dig down to what I hope is lithium. It's quite a bit farther than I was thinking it was going to be. But while I'm doing this, I'll kind of talk to you about my plans for the game, and what I kind of hope to achieve is just trying to create more content for the, or not creating content myself, but just I just don't see too many people playing this game out there, and I think it's a great game, and I think people will enjoy it. Just there's not too many resources about how to play, and I would definitely recommend you guys to watch Direwolf20's video, because he does a great job explaining the game mechanics. I learned a lot from him, and that's the reason why I'm actually playing this game now. And yeah, if you guys have any advice for me, also just don't be afraid to say anything. Definitely willing to learn. I got some stuff that I did in my other game that I hadn't seen done before, so I hope to show you guys that later on. That hopefully will maybe show some people something new that they could do, something creative, and it has to do with how to sort out ores easier. I know a lot of people like using robot arms, and I actually haven't used robot arms at all, and I've just been using filters. Filters are kind of hard to get used to, but once you start using them, they can be really useful, and what I like about them is they're really fast. Whereas from what I see with robot arms is you gotta make a lot of them just to get something done. And so I like to have at least one ore or smelter per ore. Helps a lot with how much ores we can do per minute. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about too. If you press K and look up at the hollow base activity, it tells you how many ores I'm getting a minute. And I'm actually making no bars right now because it's probably full right now, so I'll go up there and check that. But it tells you all the specs about your base, which is really nice. It tells you the total time, so you can see how long I've actually been playing this off screen if you want to. And yeah, it tells you power gen through solar, pyrothium generators, and turbines. I guess the hub doesn't count, and doesn't have. Not sure why it's not feeding into it right away, but oh, probably because it doesn't need energy. So it's okay. So I am still. Okay, so I'm not processing ores, but still got ores in here. So let me drain that, and now I'll start processing these ones. So should have. Oh, I got 5 iron. Actually, come down here real quick and grab some more of that iron. It's pretty scary doing stuff like that, but once you get good at using the grappling hook, there's no problem with it. Fill this up and grab this ore, and might have enough to build a storage hopper after this all smelts. Ow. I figured the best way to use a grappling hook is if you, well, to get the most speed out of it. So if you were to shoot it and get behind a block and have the block you for a second, and like if I were to do this, actually that wasn't a good example. Sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. It's usually if you get blocked, if you have something overhanging just a tad bit from your perspective, but you shoot it and move into it, you can end up going a lot faster. And if I can show you guys that, I'll end up showing it. But it's a quicker way to travel around just a tiny bit. Even though the grappling hook is quick on its own, once you start getting on it, you'll start learning a lot of tricks that you can do with it. Another thing that I never really talked about was the temperature. When you have ores processing all in a row, that's the best. So when this thing starts filling up and it's consistently smelting something, the temperature stays up and you don't have to wait for it to heat up, which is definitely really helpful with energy consumption and also the speed of the machine. So I'm about to put the rest of this iron in there, and it should give me enough to be able to make the storage hopper after it's done smelting. And one thing that I never checked is it seemed like all these things smelt at the same temperature. Wonder if okay, the help guide doesn't really show, but iron heats up about 1140 Celsius, and I'll just double check that later to just to see if it is all the same number. And it looks like I got enough resources to make this storage hopper, so I'll craft that and replace this with the storage hopper. And so now I don't need to worry about coming back up here every so often just to empty that out. I'll come up here and I have up to 100 bars already smelted, which is definitely a plus. And talked with you guys about another thing is below a certain Y level, I think it's 60, I'm not 100% sure right now, I'm gonna have to double check that. But there's something that starts happening with conveyor belts. So if I were to put conveyor belts out of this thing going all the way up right now, there's actually some creatures that will live on the conveyor belts and eat the ores that go by. And there's something called a hive mind that is in a few areas on the map. I believe there's an infinite amount of them, but they're just randomly generated. And they're called hive minds. And the Minox, what they're called, that stay on the conveyor belts, they'll actually bring the resources there, and the hive mind will grow larger. And so it just looks like a normal plant that's just growing on the conveyor belt, but when I start getting conveyor belts down here, you'll probably see that. And you actually have to build some guns to help protect against that. And that's definitely what I'm going to need the lithium for, so let's see if I can mine this area out some more, and I'll be back once I find some lithium. So I mined down a little bit from that hole that I made going over, and put a glow stick down here. And when I did an ore ping, I ended up being right by it, which is definitely good. And there's actually some copper here too. That's some copper right there. I'll see if I can scan this right now, and I'll actually grab some too. Hopefully I don't lose too much energy. Okay, I'm gonna start freezing it soon. And also, one thing is when you're making long shafts like that to use your grappling hook to get out of, you can actually get caught on the one block holes in it. As you can see, if I come up here, and I got one right there, if I were to, sometimes it doesn't catch, but if you were to hold forward into that, sometimes you can catch on it and stop and then fall back down. Let me see if I can get that to happen right now. Yeah, like that. It kind of bounced me back there. Even though the grappling hook did let me go there, there's really no reason why it should fling you back like that. Because if you just use it normally, it doesn't, but if it's near a one block hole like that, it'll end up pushing you away from the wall and stopping your momentum going up. I know sometimes even when you're going really fast, you can get stuck on a hole like that. So usually I just patch them up. It's not too big of a deal if it's not in like an area that you're not going to be grappling at. But like an area like it was up there, I got caught on it a few times already. Whoa. Pretty high. There we go. And made a storage hopper for this coal just so I can get a supply of coal in my inventory, because I've been running low on it and not being able to put torches down. And let me see if I can make anything else. These basic energy transmitters might not be a bad idea for now, because you can later upgrade them. But I actually moved the power pack that was there to my copper area right here, just so I don't have to keep going in there more often. And the tin one I can get to pretty easily right now, because it's just right there out in the open. Actually, it's behind that thing, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, copper's more important right now in the long run, because I'll be requiring a lot of it once I start getting the research station. So I'll talk a little bit about the research. So I gotta scan or process the scan for the lithium, and there's lithium ore, and that might have unlocked something. I can't remember, maybe the upgraded power grid. But for advanced researches, you requires a research laboratory, and that's what this unlocks. If I were to research that, it gave me some recipes here, and the recipes are copper housing, research assembler, and laboratory components. And I'll research these also, and waste all my energy on it. Let's see. Since the hub's now powering this, if it has a good amount of internal buffer, or if it doesn't have a good amount of internal buffer, this thing will actually stop working and the temperature start dropping. And it'll still be using energy though, but it's not able to get enough power to power up. So this puts a whole drain on the system. So that's something that you want to be mindful of. It's not too big of an issue, but definitely can slow you down a little bit. And I kind of want to see this requires lithium, so I won't be able to make that yet. And I know I said that I was probably gonna automate iron and lithium, but in this episode, but I don't think I'll have the time. And also our robot spider, the legs have been fixed. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool because he positions his legs on the terrain, which I thought was pretty awesome. Now he just needs to fix the issue with clipping through himself, I think. And sometimes he can get his legs in some weird positions where it shouldn't reach in that area. Like if you have a hole going like 500 blocks down, sometimes his leg will go all the way down that hole, which kind of looks pretty funky. And you'll also see him like standing here, like one leg here, one leg all the way up there, and a few on this tree or something like that. But just makes him, I don't know, it just makes it seem a lot more, it's just attention to detail that just adds a lot of depth to the robot, which I think would be cool if they fix that up and make it a little bit more intelligent on where it places its legs. It's cool that it actually has to place its leg there, but it just seems that it picks an area around itself and just goes forward a few blocks and then puts straight down on that area. Not sure if he can actually go into, actually I believe he can go into caves. I think I have seen him in a cave before. And sometimes he'll go down a cave and just appear right back up at your base later, so I'm not sure if that's just the way he works, or if he teleports back to your base if he wanders too far, because sometimes he can wander pretty far. And one thing I don't think I talked about is your CPH has health, and once your base starts getting bigger, they'll start being attacked by some bugs, some local life forms. And you gotta watch out for them, just build some base defenses to defend against them, and it's not a big deal in this mode that I'm playing in, but your CPH can get destroyed. It'll just take a little bit of time to reboot, and I think it's about that time for the episode. So if you guys got any questions or just even some helpful tips and stuff like that for setting up a base, I'm gonna try to create a base maybe underneath there or even in a different area, and just have all my defenses over here protecting this, because you actually can't move the central power hub, at least as far as I know you can't. Would be kind of cool if you could. Base up there would be pretty nice, but that'd be really impractical getting items up there. Maybe farther on in the future I could, but a lot of my smelting and stuff like that might just be done underneath here, and we'll see exactly what happens. But thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next episode.